Howdy everyone, my name is Rob Coachers. My favorite national holiday is coming up. That's Super Bowl Sunday. I've tried all the chips, dip, and the pizza. I'm going to show you some great alternatives with an Italian flair to them. We're going to start with a crispy bruschetta, a cold penne pasta, spicy hot wings with an Italian rub, and my favorite, chocolate, chewy, gooey brownies with a big dollop of coffee ice cream. I like to cook, but I really love to watch football. All these recipes you'll be able to cook right before the game so you don't miss on any action. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to add some olive oil and some Italian seasonings. We'll just do a little bit of olive oil, just enough to coat all of the wings and stuff so they grill up nice and crispy, and the wings, or the skin will be crispy when we put it on the grill. Do a little seasoning, we open up the wider one. Alright, then we get some salt. Do some salt here, some kosher salt, and mix it all up. And we're going to let this set for a minute, and then we're going to throw it on the grill. Putting the chicken on the grill. We're just going to spread them out evenly. All the charcoal is spread out why it's not bunched up. So we're going to put them on for about 20 minutes, probably about 10 minutes both sides, and it should grill up nice and evenly. So we've put some of the bell peppers on top of the gas stove for basically charring each of the peppers. What we're going to do is char each pepper, and then we're going to, after it's charred, the whole pepper will turn black after we turn it a bunch of different times. You take off the bell pepper, and then you take off all the skins off of each bell pepper, and then we're going to cut that up and we're going to put it into our pasta salad. Grill, you can tell it's heated up a lot more. The flames are jumping up, partly because of just the fat that drips down. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip them all over again, and then we're going to close the grill so less oxygen goes in there, and that actually will calm down the flame, so it's more of a controlled, so just so we have more control over the heat temperature, because you can't really like turn it off or anything like that. So you really just control the temperature of the grill by how much oxygen goes into the into the grill on the barbecue. Alright, let me just flip these, and then we'll stick the top on and let them cook for just a couple more minutes. A lot of them are getting pretty close to being done. Alright. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so the bell peppers have been on for a couple minutes. So if you take a look at them, most of this bell pepper is actually all black all around. There's still a few spots, let's say like right here, where you can still see the skin color. We want to let that cook on a little bit more. Same thing with this red guy. There's still some red spots on the skin. That one's got some couple more minutes. This one's actually done. You can see the whole thing is black all around. So we're going to take that off of the stove and put it away. We also started the water for the pasta salad. We need to let that cook and then also cool when we're going to add all the ingredients for making the cold salad. Okay, I'm going to take off the bell peppers. Let me get a plate here for putting the bell peppers on. So all the bell peppers are done. You can see that each of the pepper is totally black all around. So we're going to let the bell pepper come off and just actually let it cool. We got our last one I just taken off right now. You can see it's totally blackened all around. And actually, once you take off the skin, it's going to be totally normal. It's just the skin that got darkened. And the water should be done in maybe, let's see if we can check that. No, it's getting pretty hot, but we've got just another minute and it'll be ready to go. The wings and the drums are pretty much all done. Some of them actually need a couple more minutes, but these ones are going to come off. You can just obviously tell by the color. If they look a little bit translucent, it probably means that they still need more time, but the wings don't take as long as the drums, because obviously the thickness is a lot different. So you can just take a look. This one's probably done. It's been on here for like 15 minutes or so. This drum is definitely done. And let's see what else we got here. That guy, the drums we're just probably leave on for another couple of minutes, just because they're not going to be overcooked, but it doesn't hurt to cook a little bit more, just to be safe. This guy is definitely done. Just take a look. Maybe put it off the flame so the skin doesn't get burnt. And so we're just going to leave them on here for another 5 minutes. Just put them around the edge of the hot embers, and it should be good to go really soon here. It's definitely hot in there. Okay, that's it. So the water has started to boil. So we're going to add just a pound of pasta to the water. So I already heated up I already added salt to the water. So you want to actually have it pre-salted and stuff. Or you can add it right at the end, doesn't really matter. So you're going to add all the pasta in. And then we're just going to cook it to like right before al dente, so it's still pretty firm when people are eating it. Our chicken wings and chicken drums are done. The bell peppers are done. So I'm gonna, for the wings, I'm gonna microwave a 1/3 cup of butter. So since 1 cube equals a 1/2 cup, so it's about 2/3 of a cup I'm gonna cut off. So that gets cut off, and you can probably cut it into segments so it actually will microwave a little bit better and not all one big chunk. So we'll cut it up and microwave it. So then once it's microwaved, we just add it with hot sauce and we mix it all together, and it'll be ready to go. Okay, so the pasta just checked. It's definitely done. It's just about al dente. It's still a little firm. So we're just going to pour it out. Okay, so the pasta's out. So what we want to do is actually just run it over with some cold water just so it stops cooking, because it's going to keep cooking with all the hot water. So just let it run through. And then we're just gonna shake it off, all the water and stuff. And then we're gonna put it back in the pan that doesn't have any water in it. That actually will help some of the water from, actually help evaporate it. So it will still dry out, because when we add it to the sauce, we don't want to, let me turn this off. We don't want it to actually add any water into the sauce. We just want to have the pasta without anything else. So we'll just let it stir in, and just keep the lid off, and that actually will help all the water evaporate. Okay, so we have a 1/3 cup of butter we just put in the microwave so it's nice and warmed up. You can see it's all totally liquid. Now we're going to add basically I think it's a 1/2 cup of the Frank's hot sauce. So I just kind of eyeball it. I like it a little bit hot. I think Rishi, you like it right up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. Add some of that in. So then we're going to add the wings into the bowl after they've actually, you want to let the wings sit for like a good 10 or 15 minutes. I think we let them sit for 20 minutes or so. Add those in there. Those look really good. And then we're going to actually just mix the hot sauce and the butter just to get it incorporated. So it's definitely all incorporated. Then we're going to just pour it in. Alright, so it's all poured in. That's going to be good. The bowl is super hot. So add the rest of it. Now, probably the easiest way is just to do it with some tongs, or you could use your fingers. And just incorporate it all, and then once you let all the juices and the sauce marinate the chicken, probably just let it sit another 5 minutes just so it all incorporates. Let it sit in the new sauce that's in, and that definitely will be really tasty. So the wings and the drumsticks are done. So now we're gonna do some little basic dipping sauces. So we just got some ranch dressing. Add some of that. That will be good. Just so we're gonna have a couple different sauces just for people to try to dip the stuff in. So we got some good mustard. So we'll just do like a tablespoon and a half, and then we're gonna add some mayo to that just to kind of cut it up a little bit. So we'll add some of that, and then we're gonna add some mayo for the next one. Another tablespoon and a half. Just kind of do it to like whatever you think it will taste good at. So I usually do like half and half, so you don't have too strong of a flavor of whatever you're adding. And this is just like it's kind of a Spanish Mexican style. It's like a lime and garlic and like a roasted tomato. So we mix that up, and then we're just gonna add probably a little bit more, like 2 tablespoons. And then we're just gonna mix both those up. So we got the mustard and the mayo in here, so that looks pretty good. Just mixed half and half. And then we're gonna mix up the roasted tomato and the garlic with the mayo. And that might need a little more mixing just because they're different consistencies. Okay, it looks really good. And I like the mustard more than the other one. So we're gonna try let's go with the drumstick first. Drumsticks have more meat, so we're gonna dip it in a little bit. Add a little more. That was really tasty. Oh yeah. So that's pretty good. We got the toasted outside. It's really soft inside. Still really tender, really juicy. Good taste of mustard. Really good. Okay, so now we're combining 1 stick of butter with 3 ounces of chocolate. So you actually just put it over the heat and you warm up all of the chocolate and the butter. And we'll just basically just warm up until it's a nice smooth consistency and all the chocolate's melted. And then we'll add in the other ingredients. Alright, so the butter and the chocolate has all melted together. It's got a nice smooth consistency. So now we're going to stir in 1 cup of granulated sugar. We're just going to stir it until it's all combined. And the pan's still hot, so it's actually going to melt some of the sugar within the chocolate and the butter. So we're going to get that all mixed in here until once again it's smooth and you don't see any of the white chunks of the sugar. Okay, so now we're going to add in the 2 eggs. That's going to add the body of to the brownies. Okay, and stir that in. And then let's see, after these guys are combined, let me just mix this in real quick. After these guys are mixed together, we're going to add the teaspoon of the vanilla. Okay, looks like it's almost incorporated. Alright, so let me add the vanilla, just a teaspoon of the extract, and then you mix that in. It doesn't take that much mixing. And then you're going to sprinkle in the 3/4 cup of flour that's been sifted. And I usually just mix in like a 1/3 cup or so just to get it first incorporated. And then as you combine more and more, after it gets all mixed in, then add some more, add another 1/3 cup or so. And the pan's still hot like what I was saying earlier, so it's helping mix all the stuff together by warming up. So keep mixing here. Take a little bit of work here. And keep going, almost there. It's getting a lot thicker now. Add the rest of the flour. Keep going here. Almost there. It's getting pretty thick. Alright, so after that's all mixed in, looks like it is, we're going to add in the remaining 3/4 cup of bittersweet chocolate. And it's going to take a little bit of time to melt because it's still pretty chunky. But we still want to have chunks in it, so when you bite into it, there'll still be like a little bit of like molten chocolate coming out. And keep mixing this guy. And the recipe didn't call for it, but we're also going to add some mini peanut butter Reese's peanut butter cups. So we're going to add these in at the same time. You can cut them in half or add them in whole. I think if you add them in whole, it's going to be better, so it seals in all the chocolate. And then just mix those in. So there's all types of chocolate and peanut butter. Goodness, it's going to be tasty. Alright, so after those are mixed in, so then we're going to put it in the 8x8 buttered or greased Pyrex or whatever baking dish. And then we preheated the oven to 350, and the oven's ready to go. So let me just scoop out all the good chocolate stuff here. And almost there. Alright. So just mix it out a little bit so it's all somewhat even. It's ready to go in the oven. Alright, ready to go. Alright, so we sliced some bread earlier, sprinkled some olive oil over the top, and then we threw it in the broiler to get it heated up and toasted. So it's all toasted and stuff, as you can see right now. So what we're going to do is take it out and then sprinkle some tapenade over it, which is grilled mixed vegetables. And then we're going to take gorgonzola cheese and sprinkle some of that. And stick it back in the oven just for a couple minutes to get the gorgonzola warmed up and melted. And then you'll see it in just in a minute. Okay, so we have the toasted bread, and we added some of the grilled vegetables with the gorgonzola on top, and stuck them in the oven for about just 5 or 10 minutes, just for the gorgonzola and the vegetable mix to heat up. You can see all the gorgonzola's warmed up and it's melted, and it's definitely really good. It's nice and toasted, and you can just serve these on a plate individually, or everyone can just grab one right off the plate. Brownies have come out. So you know when they're done when you can stick a knife in and it will come out clean. So this has a little bit of, that's probably just chocolate right there, but there's not any dough or stuff in it. So I'm going to cut into it, and then we're going to serve it with some ice cream. So the corner piece is always tasty. And let's see here. And hopefully it slides out from the butter dish application we did here. Oh yeah, so we got some peanut butter, it still stayed in there. And then we're going to serve it with some Ben & Jerry's coffee ice cream. It's a pretty big scoop, maybe we'll do a little bit less depending upon how much you want. And let's get a smaller spoon here.
And how fat you are.
One more one. And maybe add some like fresh fruit or a little bit of some powdered sugar, but otherwise, if you're really hungry, you're definitely ready to go. That chewy brownie and that coffee ice cream, that was really good. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you really want to have a great Super Bowl party, I hope you try one of my recipes. You know what? I really hope you have a great Super Bowl Sunday party. For next week's episode, it's going to be cooking for your Valentine. Because I like football, but there's something I love even more.